Hello everyone and welcome. This is General History and this is part 12 of our Ultimate General Civil War playthrough. We just finished up the Valley campaign. Now we are moving on to the Grand Battle of Gaines Mill. Now before we get into the battle, let's go over a little bit of the backstory as we led up to it. Because there was a lot going on, especially while Jackson was conducting his Valley campaign on the Virginia Peninsula. Now on the little map here you see a little fort. That would be, I'm assuming, is Fort Monroe, which is the fort that the Union held at the time. McClellan sailed his Army of the Potomac down the Chesapeake and landed them at Fort Monroe, and then launched his assault up the Virginia Peninsula, hoping to take Richmond. Now the Confederates held them back both at Yorktown and then at Williamsburg, and then at the Battle of Seven Pines. As they approached Richmond, Joe Johnston was wounded. Now, eventually, they were able to hold the Union in check at Seven Pines, and Robert E. Lee would take control of the army. Now, after Stonewall Jackson conducted his Valley campaign successfully, he moved down into the Peninsula campaign and assisted Lee. This gave Lee the opportunity to attack at Mechanicsville. Now, unfortunately, due to communication errors and just overall inability to conduct and control his troops, especially Jackson, who would have arrived on the field late and not be able to participate in the battle, the idea of Mechanicsville was to take the Union right flank and force them to retreat. Now, tactically, it was a victory for the Union because Lee had 60,000 men, but was only able to put 15,000 of them into the battle. So, like I said, for Lee's first outing, it wasn't really a good battle. Like I said, he ended up losing Mechanicsville, but like I said, in a way, it was sort of a victory because it made McClellan get cold feet, and McClellan would eventually retreat his forces there back to an area known as Boatswain Swamp, where the Battle of Gaines Mill was conducted. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So we read the briefing here. General McClellan's invasion army raids our lands near Richmond. Instead of using our forces to defend, we will concentrate them for an assault towards the right flank of the Union Army. Our purpose is to gain tactical superiority and force the Yankees to withdraw from the peninsula. We must not lose this battle, or else the Union will be able to get the upper hand and reach the gates of Richmond. I don't know if that is a very good description, because I mean, McClellan did definitely want to go back on the assault, but at this point McClellan was very cautious, and at this point he was mainly looking at pulling back his forces. Now right here is the Chickahominy River. McClellan had stationed Fitzjohn Porter on the north of the Chickahominy River in sort of this almost bow-shaped formation. Now as Lee advanced his forces into position here, he actually believed that McClellan would have most of his units at Beaver Creek, which I believe is this area here, but they only faced small resistance. He had detached D.H. Hill's unit, which is the unit that actually made first contact with Fitzjohn Porter's unit. He attacked from Old Cold Harbor, expecting to hit the Union in the flank near Beaver Dam Creek, or Beaver Creek. Was it Beaver Dam Creek or Beaver Creek? I can't remember. But instead he hit Sykes' division just south of Old Cold Harbor, and eventually was forced back, not expecting such a difficult time of it. But the problem was he decided to wait for orders from Lee. The problem with that was Lee had no idea that D.H. Hill had come in contact with the enemy. So he never, and DHL never reported the engagement to Lee's headquarters. And Lee, there was a weird sound phenomenon that took place that day where Lee never actually heard the battle that was taking place. So he had no idea that the engagement had happened. So A.P. Hill, who was advancing across Beaver Dam Creek and cleared out Union skirmishers there, ran into Fitzjohn Porter's forces just north of, or just south of Gaines Mill at Boatswain Creek, which was really a swamp, which was right here. So A.P. Hill launched right into that attack and took heavy casualties to begin the battle. So that's where we're going to go ahead and start off. Union forces that made up McClellan's right flank have retreated through Gaines Mill. They actually did not know that, so I don't know why the briefing says that. General Porter now holds a defensive line along Boatswain Creek. Again, they really didn't know that at the time. Our plan to suppress and destroy the Union's right flank is now at a very critical point. The main bulk of our forces are expected to arrive from the northwest. A portion of our army is ordered to maneuver east and flank the Federals. We must coordinate our attacks from multiple directions and pass through the Union defenses. Then continue south and threaten the main Union army. The Yankees will surely reinforce the area. More troops coming from this direction, so act with caution. The Union actually didn't. I mean, they did, but they came very late into the battle. Now, Slocum did re-attack into position. It's advised to advance carefully up this ridge, clear the roads of enemy skirmishers, and maintain a defensive line until the rest of our reinforcements arrive. Okay, yada yada yada. General that attack the Union lines behind Boatswain Creek only if practicable. Their position is strong. Good luck. Okay. So yeah, the Union did reinforce Fitzjohn Porter with some of Slocum's forces and Fitzjohn Porter shoved them into his lines. His lines were actually fairly weak. He didn't really have much reserves along the swamp, so he was really just forcing them in wherever he could. Alright. Gonna try and mount up most of my forces along this road and get them moving. Okay. Might sweep 1 or 2 divisions or units down south. Okay, start the battle. Pause while we get our forces moving. So I'm thinking about how I want to actually do this battle. Now traditionally A.P. Hill attacked most of his forces along this area. Longstreet would advance his forces on A.P. Hill's right, and on his left eventually. This is where DHL made his first attack and then retreated. And then Ewell would eventually move in through this area, I believe. Now, Ewell moved in the same area that Gregg and Branch did. We'll get to that. So let's, oh wait, I guess I didn't move my forces. So I'm going to break off a few skirmishers. I don't want to break it off from Dury. I guess I'll go ahead and just break off skirmishers from all the units and start moving them forward. I'll move the skirmishers through the wooded areas, including Wheat's Tigers. At least just get them moving so I can see my forces a little better. Alright, now that they're out of the way, we'll pause again. We'll advance my forces along the roads here. At least to get them moving. Spread out eventually as we go forward. And there we go. Get everybody across that river. Like I said, I'll advance my skirmishers to the south. Just clear out all these areas around the creek. Now, like I said, Beaver Dam Creek is where they expected the Union forces to be, but they was very lightly guarded just by skirmishers, just like we're seeing now. I'll use forest cavalry to scout ahead a little bit. We'll charge them into the back of those skirmishers. Get force out of there before the other skirmisher unit attacks them. Now they actually have an actual... Oh wow. I was not expecting them to advance an entire division up. Alright, let's start sweeping down with my infantry. How did Forrest get all the way up there? Did I tell him to do that? Let's go right into the back of those units. I don't yet have my 3rd Division on the field. They must come in later. Probably to sort of act as a Longstreet's Corps. Or Longstreet's Division. They didn't really have corps at this point. Alright, well, we got those skirmishers to surrender. ahead and get these guys back into their divisions. Skirmishers are doing pretty good. So we could see they had taken up heavy positions. Alright, routed Martindale. Yeah, we totally broke that skirmisher unit. That's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and form up. Let's get these skirmishers back to their original units. Let's take a look. Let's make sure. I want to get all my men lined up by division. Get these guys off the field. So I think I'm going to use the 1st Division to sort of hit their right flank here. And then the 2nd Division hitting their middle. I'm assuming I'm going to get my 3rd Division in eventually, and then I'll have them hit the Union left. Okay, he's part of my 1st Division. He's part of my 2nd. Yo, 1st, part of my 1st. Get my player up there. So it's going to be hard to break them. The Confederates took a lot of casualties. In fact, in one instance, so A.P. Hill, like I said, not knowing how strong the Union lines were, kept advancing his forces in on the Union lines. He had Gregg and Branch, I believe, move through here. They took heavy casualties as they tried to break the Union more on the right side. In one instance with the, was it the 1st Carolina? Lost like 57% of their men going up against the 5th New York. So no, it was the 5th New York that was on this side. So probably in this area, the 1st Carolina lost about 57% of their men. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause. We're mostly in position. So what I'm going to do, just try and get these guys up into these lines. Leave my cavalry in the middle, castle in the middle, and then there's so much open ground here. We'll move the Stonewall Brigade into these woods. Move both these units into support, and that's about all I can do at the moment. And of course the artillery pounding them. Hopefully they do some damage. So the Tigers can shoot pretty relatively from safety up here. Because they have the long-range hunter rifles. Don't get in. Just get in the woods. Get in the woods. Get cover. Wrong Bristow in position. Get into the woods, Derry. Oh, we already broke their right. Wow, that was quick. Chapman broke very easily. So we'll go ahead and advance. Hopefully we can get some fire up on their right side. That was a lot easier than I expected. Let's go ahead and break off some skirmishers, go after these artillery pieces, and to keep Chapman, actually, first, let's have him go that way. The 8th will actually move to support the 2nd Division. You guys run into position. Oh, alright, well, we got Griffin. Let's see if we can get Stonewall Brigade up to this house on the hill. Shift the 48 down. Five minutes, I'm assuming, to the next stage of the battle. Those skirmishers can just go ahead and get back in. I'm actually going to advance force up onto their right flank. Martinsdale's about to break, it looks like. Okay, keep attacking. Yeah, okay. More of our troops are entering the battlefield. We await our flanking force to arrive in about an hour along this road. General, it is advised to reserve our troops and attack all together with final reinforcements. But of course, you may decide differently. Well, I mean, historically, yes, that's what happened. Well, not really. So when Longstreet arrived on the battle, here, I'm trying to move them to open ground. They can move quicker. So when Longstreet arrived on the battle, he took up positions, like I said, on relatively in this area. He had, looking at the terrain and whatnot, he had decided that he wanted to wait until D.H. Hill and Jackson could put pressure on the Union right. But Jackson was late to arrive on the battlefield, just as he had been at Mechanicsville. Let's see, those are the only two divisions we got in from the 3rd Division. Yeah. I'm going to move them down and start hitting their right. In fact, what am I doing? I should just move them down along this road. I'm not gonna run them so it's gonna take them a while to get down there. But their lines are pretty much broken for the most part. I'm actually gonna advance the innocents, start putting pressure. Yo, first I'll advance as well. I'm gonna keep Bristow there for now. That's why I assumed that they had more forces. Shift really quick and hit that. I don't know what that cavalry unit's doing. So Jackson was late, like I said, arriving to the battlefield yet again. He had actually, his position, or he advanced down the wrong road because of one of his guide at the time was unclear of the intentions of how Jackson wanted to enter the battlefield. So he had advanced him down the wrong road, so Jackson had to counter march, which took up about another hour of time. So again, just as he had at Mechanicsville, he was arriving late, and to the dismay of Lee at the time, Stonewall Brigade keeps getting flanked in that position. Innocents were able to hold off a charge from Martindale. I told those guys to get back in Bristow. I guess I should move up that artillery unit. Yo, first is starting to break. Should probably get over there. This guy. Butterfield actually attacked across the creek, which actually was going to bring up the next thing I was going to say. Now, Lee was worried that the Union would counterattack AP Hill's Corps, or divisions, across the swamp. So, Longstreet, who had arrived and was holding position, was actually ordered into the battle to put pressure on the Union lines. Now, again, just as AP Hill did when he was attacking. Oh, wow. Oh, no, 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 no. Get out of there. We're actually going to retreat to our original positions. Get over there. Okay, so I feel like I'm back into a good position. I wasn't expecting all those forces to counterattack. I was trying to get that artillery piece that's hiding back there. Now that they've moved Chapman forward again, I think I might be able to get up there. So Longstreet, like I said, had moved his forces into position to threaten the Union left. He took heavy casualties just as AP Hill had done. I guess retreated a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. He took heavy casualties just as AP Hill did. In fact, George Pickett, who was, of course, will soon become famous for Pickett's charge at Gettysburg, would actually get injured during the assault. Even President Jefferson Davis, the Confederate president, was actually there in attendance for the charge, or for Longstreet's moves. So yeah, Pickett was, and so Longstreet was eventually forced back, just as AP Hill was. Now, once Jackson finally, why does Forrest keep retreating? I guess because I'm not giving him orders. I keep forgetting to order him. Once, oh wow, wasn't expecting that. That's why he retreated. It's just skirmisher. Once I get into melee with him, it's, yeah, doing pretty good. Doing better in melee with them. As you can see, we're killing quicker than they're taking their own casualties. We forced Chapman back. Coke and Lane are almost in position. Should be able to push. That's what I'm probably going to do, is sort of push with the 3rd Division forces. My whole corps still isn't even on the field yet. So there must be a lot more in terms of the mission. So we haven't allowed them to take back up their defensive positions in the bulwarks. So that's why we're having a decent time of attacking them. Now I guess they use okay, so they do have some forces and they are starting to take positions back up. We should be able to break them. Yeah, there you go. We broke them before they could. Alright, so that attack didn't go too well with force. Let's just go ahead and move force back behind my lines. Sort of go in my flank there. Chapman start trying another attack to break my men. Alright, let's attack in mass. So we got fresh troops coming in. Lane, I'll have him hold down that area just for now. Alright, some more. We now have Sidney Johnson's, who survived the Battle of Shiloh. His fresh, never fought in a battle yet corps has arrived. We're probably going to go ahead and move them on towards McGahee Hill. Seeing as my forces are doing fine holding their own against them at the moment anyway. So let's just go ahead and start moving these troops down. Oh no, I did lose a general. Which one? The old first? Yeah, the old first lost their general. They are actually taking a ton of casualties now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them off the line and sort of retreat them. I need ammo for that gun, so let's move my... Dury is wounded now too. Lane, we can go ahead and start moving up. Actually, Dury, you come to this side. Cock up. Cock, I don't really know how you want to pronounce that name. So my 3rd Division still is entirely on the field. So now that so this would have been the path that, like I said, well, not quite the path that D.H. Hill and Stonewall scores. Now, Ewell was the first corps of, or 1st Division to reach the battlefield from Stonewall's division, and he came under the direct command of Lee, who of course was waiting for the arrival of Stonewall Jackson. So Lee took command, ordered him to attack roughly this position where we've already taken. Like I said, he had ordered them to actually go up the same route that Branch and Gregg had advanced along earlier that day, where they had taken heavy casualties. Ewell was, of course, beat back as well. The Louisiana Brigade would have took really bad casualties during that assault, including losing their temporary commander because Taylor was sick at the time. They lost their temporary commander Seymour, as well as the commander of Wheat's Tigers, Roboto Wheat, who had survived his wounds at Bull Run. He would then, of course, die at Gaines Mill. Let's start sweeping them from the field, seeing as we took Boatswain Hill. Now, McClellan did reinforce Porter throughout the day, mostly with Slocum's divisions, but one of the things that Porter had done. Whoa, let's slow down, slow down. One of the things that Porter had done throughout the day is basically he had no reserves, really to speak of. Most of his forces were along the lines of the creek. So really, he was using Slocum's forces to basically just patch his own forces with. Okay, let's pause the battle so I can sort of start constructing a plan to capture McGahee Hill. What is my... So I do need... I don't know if that mission timer means I got 34 minutes now to take McGahee Hill. If so, I might want to start double quicking these guys. Now I'm going to move... I see they have cavalry to this side. I'm going to move that smaller unit under Grant forward there, and then I'm gonna sweep the field with Johnson's forces, try and get to McGahee Hill. Meagher would probably take a different route, have him cross over here. And is there any other force? Cake will sweep left. Cake will sweep this way, and Johnson move up the middle. Alright. Chapman has been a thorn in my side since the get-go. My supplies. They're probably going to need more supplies, these units. Actually, they're not too badly supplied at the moment. Come over this way. Stop them from running. So once Jackson finally arrived at the battlefield, again way too late for really anything to... Ames is not moving either, so we'll have him flank that way. Again, way too late to really make too much of a difference at this point. God, the old first is taking some heavy casualties. Let's run these guys into position to help out these units. Anyway, sorry. So once Jackson finally arrived on the battlefield, like I said, Lee had pretty much already taken control of his units. So there really wasn't too much that Jackson could do. And how comically there was a exchange between Jackson and Lee, where Lee had told, oh no, Bristow's breaking. Lee had said something along the lines, or I think the direct quote was, that was command supplies. I believe the direct quote was, "General, I'm glad to see you." Something. Sorry, it was something. I'm glad to see you. I wish you could have been with me sooner, or I wish I could have been with you sooner. Basically, a slap in the face to Jackson for his once again, being slow to arrive on the battlefield. Cook's going to be arriving by himself with a broke off meager to take care of some of these skirmishers. Oh well, no. I'm going to break off a skirmisher unit from him. I just secured McGahee Hill. Oh, break the defenses before nightfall. Kind of already done that. Every single unit of our attacking force is now present on the battlefield. Before the end of the day, we must push the Union south of those ridges, prepare for the final assault. So, do I get the rest of my 3rd Division in? Is that what they're saying? Bristow broke. Move him back up. Cook broke. Gotta keep up the pressure, guys. Gotta keep up the pressure. I don't know why I only get 1 unit of my 3rd Division. Or 2 units of my 3rd Division. Because nobody else is coming back to the battlefield. Oh, Dury, stop advancing. Go ahead and move the Lynchburg artillery up, Shaw's artillery up. Dury is broken. I got a lot of units over here. So here we go. Here's the rest of my 3rd Corps. I'm gonna have to run them up though. Probably take this main road. Can't even. Oh, jeez. Let's get them moving. Just get them moving. Okay, run Grant's men. Trying to make sure they take the quickest available route. Because there's no way just to be like, oh, okay, well, never mind. There we go. Yeah, that's the victory. So historically, I never even got to the further historical part of it. Lee eventually, once all his forces were on the field, Lee attacked en masse. Now, the Union lines finally broke. It's up to debate. Most people tend to believe the Union lines broke on their left, being under attack by Longstreet. That's where they believe. And once, because like I said, Porter really didn't have forces in reserve for the battle. He kept having to push his forces into the lines. He had no way of counterattacking his lines breaking.
So after pretty much once one line broke, the entire Union line started to collapse and began to retreat. Now, there was other divisions who arrived on the battlefield after Porter began to break, or not divisions, but brigades. I don't remember who they were, but they really didn't do anything but act as a rear guard for the battle, for the retreat. Now, the only thing that really stopped the Confederates from advancing further was in pursuit, was nightfall. Obviously, like I said, around 7 p.m. is when Lee launched his all-out assault. So it was at that point, it was already almost night by the time the Union lines collapsed. So, and at night, not a very good time to pursue a routing enemy. Interestingly enough, as the Union forces retreated over the Chickahominy and into the rest of McClellan's army, they burned the bridges over the Chickahominy to slow down Lee's forces, obviously. And interestingly enough as well, John F. Reynolds of Gettysburg fame was actually captured sleeping under a tree during the retreat, believing that he was in a safe position. He had taken up sleeping, and was eventually taken. He was captured. D.H. Hill was actually a friend. I forget exactly what he said, but basically he said something along the lines of, "It's gonna happen to all of us," or "I fear it's what war is," or something along those lines. To Reynolds when they met. Now the Union would lose about almost 7,000 troops to the Confederates' 8,000 losses at the battle. Now what happens afterwards is, of course, McClellan, who is a very cautious general, continues to retreat, but he's beating back Lee's forces the entire time. There's a battle at Savage Station where his forces hold their own, but still have to retreat. There's another one at Glendale, and they have to retreat at that. And then, of course, that leads into the Battle of Malvern Hill, which was an absolute slaughter. It was basically Pickett's charge before it was Pickett's charge. The Confederates attacked across a huge open field against just a line of Union artillery that just battered them into submission. But again, McClellan on the defensive, very cautiously. Lincoln came and reviewed his lines as they retreated back to where was it Harrison Landing? Something along those lines that they eventually retreated back to. I believe McClellan asked for 50,000 more men, and he could take Richmond. Lincoln doubted that. Now, Lee had actually already planned out with McClellan in full retreat, even though Lee had suffered major losses during the Peninsula Campaign. Actually believed McClellan was put in check and would also begin moving his forces north and trying to assault Washington, bringing the campaign to the north. This is where we'll get the Second Battle of Bull Run, which I'm sure the game will cover, as well as Antietam. So we were able to achieve all of our goals. Now, like I said, we actually lost less. So the casualty report is more or less what, switching hands. Where they lost in the game, they lost about what Confederate forces would have lost, and we lost about what the Union forces lost in the actual historical battle. Stonewall Brigade, again, continues to be my best brigade. The Old First took a heck of a lot of casualties. They're going to be a tough one to resupply, but not too bad overall. Like I said, took a lot of casualties, a lot less than I thought I was going to, though. We did lose one of our brigadier generals, and Dury was wounded. And for goods, we got 200 sharps, some farmer muskets from Johnson's divisions. They gained a little bit of experience. We got some palmettos, recaptured. Ooh, we got a lot of Springfields. Captured some more ordnance rifles, some more Napoleons. That's good, because I'm
sort of building that core out. Rescued some of our Colts. Some more Lorenz, J and G's. A lot of our Mississippis were rescued, and some of our hunters. So not as many goods as I thought we would have recovered from that battle. And that was of course, we get AP Hill. That's nice. We captured that skirmisher unit, so we get some additional recruits. 18,000 or $180,000 and 14,000. So we get double what we actually lost. It's not really the recruits though I'm worried about. It's the money. So let's see what's the next battle. Oh no! We actually had to fight Malvern Hill? I thought that was going to be the end of the Peninsula campaign. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I just talked about how Malvern Hill was a slaughter for the Confederacy, and now I gotta fight it. Okay, so... Well, let's go ahead and put these divisions back at full strength. We'll do this really quickly because this video is actually already going pretty long. Meager was the division that took the most casualties because they were the one who took McGahee Hill there. In fact, we could still replace one of our rookies though. Ames got promoted as well.
Sir, yes, sir.
Shaw got promoted. No, he didn't take any casualties. So we got promotions all around. Grant, we could probably finally max out. Of course, he only has those farmer rifles. Second Division didn't even get onto the field. I think it was only the First Corps that got onto the field. No, I guess Grant's forces. Oh yeah, they did see some combat. Alright, time to try and organize this mess. Probably bring in 300 veterans. God, that hurts. But I just don't have the cash to be able to, especially if I'm fighting Malvern Hill next. I gotta make sure I have enough cash to fully equip all these units again, especially the old first. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll put Ruggles in charge. You know what? No, we'll go ahead and throw AP Hill in. He's gonna be expensive because now he gets that promotion. Ooh, we're gonna have to replace him with 1,000. Ugh, $52,000 to get them back at full strength. That hurts, but it's worth it. At least that's what I'm going with. That's the excuse I'm gonna use. Oh crap! Can't even. Gotta use all veterans. Let's see. I think this is my first two. So tactical trading speed. No, it's okay. Gunnery, wait, rotation speed. That actually might not actually be stealth. Gunnery trading, firearms, and less reload time. Firearms and accuracy. I think I'll go reload time. Innocence took. Oh man, they're gonna be another one that's gonna be expensive to replace. Because I'm gonna have to use pretty much all veterans. Dury, we'll put Ruggles in charge.
Yes, sir.
Should be able to use all rookies. Tigers, want to use all veterans, keep them up. Lane, we should be able to use all rookies for Lane. And Cook as well, Cook. They did lose some men, they didn't lose any men. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's at least get these guys. Oh man. At 300 men. Oh, let's go ahead and bring in some new generals, just so we have them. Tempted to use, yeah, let's go ahead and get some more money. Or I could just, get some Enfields. That actually might be worth something. Let's take a look at career points. So let's go ahead, we'll max out politics. And bring up, let's bring up economy. Because I'm not really going to have enough money to get another division in before this next battle. We'll probably up Army Org next, at the end of the next battle. So that's what we're going to do. We'll keep it with politics. That way we can max out how much we're going to get after every battle. Let's take a look at trying to build out this last division. So we can bring in McClaw, get free General and Simmons. I'm not gonna have enough money. We're gonna have to go money. I really don't want to though. How much would that give me? I'm trying to do the math in my head. So it'll give me 3,500 Enfields. I think that might actually be. Well, let's take a look at the army. Let's see what we can sell. I don't think I'm going to use palmettos, so we can sell those. We can sell off these skirmishers because I'm not going to have those type of skirmishers. That's really all I can sell. I'm going to have to get some more money. I'm just going to have to do it. As much as I hate to do it. Just to be able to equip some infantry. It's actually, we got a lot of artillery that we've captured. We got 11 of these 10-pound ordnance rifles. We'll go ahead and make it a 12-gun battery. We did capture a couple more of these, so we can bring it up to 16 guns. Keep them rookie though. Okay, yeah. Pogue. Let's go ahead and just spend the money. Maybe. Well, let's see. Let's make sure we can equip a full brigade first. And what we'll do is we'll move Grant down, because I do want to have each division with at least one cavalry brigade as well. Wait, I do have cavalry. Where is the? We got a lot of these Colts. Let's try and get them up to. Can we do 400? Might have to bring up Forrest as well. It's gonna cost a lot. Let's just go ahead and try and max him out as much as possible too. Maybe not max him out, but get him up to 400.
Yes, sir.
Alright, and then let's try and buy some Henrys with what money we have left. Because this is technically considered a whole nother campaign, so again, this money's going to reset. So we can get another 92 Henry rifles with what money we have. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do that. Because, oh wait, they do have supply. Okay, never mind. For some reason I thought they didn't have supply, because the supply wagon never came in last battle, so I wasn't sure. So what we say, 92? Alright, so we can get another 92 Henrys. Slowly bringing up our how many Henrys we have. Nowhere near enough for a whole division yet, but we're getting there. Alright, and that's going to be it. We'll go ahead and just drop the last 64 bucks into the supply of Second Corps. Oh, we got these promotions to do. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. We will fight the Battle of Malvern Hill next battle, I guess.
I can't take a loss or else I'm going to get fired. So I have to at least draw at Malvern Hill. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Now, they do take some penalties. They get 15% less enemy weapon quality and negative 10% army size. So we'll see. We'll see. How many? Let's take a look at the map really quick. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna have to advance across this huge open ground. I'm gonna have two waves of attack. I only have about 45,000 soldiers who could participate, 92 guns, and then the enemy strength was what, something like they could bring up to 71,000 troops to the battle. So this is gonna be a tough one, guys. But this episode went really long. I'm sorry. An hour is a lot longer than I actually want for most of my episodes. So thank you all for those who might have stuck in this whole time, and thank you all for watching. This is General History signing off. Bye bye.